Once upon a time, there was a beautiful and charming girl named Mehuvu. She was considered the most sought-after maiden in her village. Many young men wanted to court her, but she refused to take any of them as her husband, because she was waiting for a warrior named Marusa. She had heard many tales about him from her friends, and that he would be the perfect husband for her. There were also rumors about him and his relatives coming to Mehuvu with a proposal for marriage, and how they readily accepted their proposal. Now Marusa was from Kidima. He was tall and strong and had taken many heads. And during that time of headhunting, he was considered as the most famous warrior of Kidima. One day, Marusa's uncles came to his house and advised him to take a wife. One of his uncles suggested Mehuva, saying, "She is considered as the most beautiful and virtuous maiden in her village." After hearing about how she was a good choice, Marusa agreed to send word and propose to her. Marusa lived in an age of honor and reputation, where the quest for honor drove men into battlefield time and again. Warriors preyed upon other enemy warriors and took their heads and also of all the members of the enemy village as trophies. Indulgence in ordinary courtship was impossible, since he was always fighting battles, endangering his life. So Marusa was preparing to marry a woman whom he had never seen, but had heard so much good opinions about her that made him confident that he was making the right choice. Upon hearing the news of proposal from him, Mehuvu was very happy and feasted with her friends. She was happy thinking about the future and waited for her wedding day. However, one night, a few weeks before her wedding, she had a strange dream. In her dream, she was in Marusa's house with a plate full of rice and meat set before her. When she told her friends about the dream, they thought it was simply a sign of things to come, of how Mehuvu will become a member of a rich household after marrying Marusa. But she had this same dream every night. Meanwhile, with just a few days left for the wedding, Marusa became restless. He felt an intense need to impress his bride by doing something worthy. For Marusa, since he was a warrior, he thought it would make himself a worthy suitor if he took a trophy of war with him when he met her. So he set out for the quest. But on that day, he did not meet any enemy warriors at all, so he decided to travel further on. As fate would have it, he came towards a village. Unaware that it was the village of his beloved Mehuvu, he decided to attack the village. However, the village was quiet and deserted, for all the villagers were away in their fields. When he passed by a house, he saw a tall, beautiful woman with very long hair, weaving at her porch. Marusa spied on her, and at first, he hesitated to kill such a well-formed woman. But he also thought how well her head, with long, lustrous hair, will look as an ornament of war. So he stepped up to her swiftly, taking her by surprise, and slid the weaving loom off her and pierced it into her heart. Then he took her head as a trophy and proudly took it home. Mehuvu's relatives were shocked and heartbroken to see the dead body of her when they came back from their fields. On the day of the wedding, preparations have already started at Marusa's village. But then a messenger came to Marusa's village, bearing the sad news of his betrothed's death and how she was slain by a warrior. Marusa was grief-stricken when he heard the news, but the circumstances of her death sounded suspiciously familiar. After some time, Marusa and his relatives gathered the small information they had of the whereabouts of the two and came to the sad realization that Marusa had unknowingly killed his own beloved Mehuvu. The shock and grief of both the clans was unimaginable. And so this story is usually told as a cautionary tale of headhunting.